Hello guys and girls and people of YouTube. Welcome to Acoustic Paradiso on Andertons TV. It's been a while.
It has been a while, yeah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Mick.
And we are back here in sunny Guildford and it's very warm again.
Yes.
What's happening?
Yes.
It's lovely.
What's happened, Pete? There's been holidays.
There's been holidays. There've been just loads and loads of stuff. Busy days, busy times.
Yeah.
We've done loads of videos and I've been away. Mick's been away.
Yes.
And now we thought the first video we would do would be different.
Let's hit it hard. Yes.
Let's go in there completely hard. And you might have looked, the eagle-eyed again of you might have seen these guitars look a bit different. Is there something wrong with my screen? Is my iPhone broken? What is happening? Am I high? No. Well, you might be. I don't know. It is a Monday morning,
I
so
think
you might be.
Whoever put these frets in may well have been a little bit high. But
it's like, but
yeah.
Fan-fretted guitars.
Right, fan fret guitars. So for anyone who doesn't know, a fan fret guitar is as it sounds, and it has a longer scale length here on the bass strings, 680 millimeters in this case, and a shorter scale length on the treble strings, 635 in this case.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to check that. 680,
635,
yeah, that's correct. Right, so each string therefore has a slightly different scale length. 680 maximum down here at the bottom, 635 at the top, and then of course all the other strings mix in, which of course means that for a different scale length, the frets are all in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Unless you fan them, right?
Yeah.
So the frets are in the correct place for the particular strings, notwithstanding the fact that intonation and fretting is all a compromise anyway.
Always. You always have to have the, intonation is in the fingers as well on a lot of guitars, and you can never tune it properly. All of this different stuff. But you kind of have to, like when you play a brass instrument. It's always a little bit of intonation. Anyway.
So, but of course it needs to be there or thereabouts so that the notes play in tune and the relative differences between pitch and all of that. So, short scale on top, longer scale on the bottom. Why on earth would you want to do that?
See, I don't know much about fan frets.
The reason is, generally speaking, a shorter scale length gives you kind of a, shall we say, a warmer sound. Yep. So if you've got a slightly shorter scale length on treble strings, particularly when you're talking about thick acoustic strings, it means the tension is a little bit lower.
Yep.
And you get a little bit of a sweeter treble sound, so say proponents of fan fret instruments. Conversely, on the bass strings, what you want is nice clarity, plenty of string separation and power and all of that, and particularly if you're tuning down so that you get that extra string length, which gives you the extra string tension, which means you can kind of do all that low stuff. And I guess that's kind of where fan frets started to happen, where people just wanted more response across the guitar, and you'll often see them on extended scale and instruments with more strings.
Yeah.
So a very famous proponent of a fan fret guitar is a guy called Charlie Hunter, absolutely killer sort of fusiony jazz guy, and he's got 3 bass strings and 5 treble strings, but essentially 3 bass strings that go into a bass amp, and they've got a huge long scale.
He played on the John Mayer Continuum album, didn't he?
Yeah, they're good mates. And John Mayer has a Novak's guitar as well, who makes Charlie Hunter's guitars.
Yeah.
And
we need to say these are Ibanez.
Oh yeah,
guitars,
should we do that?
We completely forgot to tell you what guitars they are because we just got into fan fret really just in there. But so these are the AEL, and I'm just reading FF10 NT. And I believe the AEL is the size of the body, so it's a thinner body, it's an electric body. You've got the Fishman Sonny, what is it called?
Sonicore?
Yeah, Sonicore system in here. There's a Sonitone Sonicore. I can never tell all this stuff with a little tuner on the
He's
top
Danish.
here. Yeah, I'm Danish. It's got an XLR and a jack cable in the back as well. So they're the Ibanez fan fretted guitar.
Yes.
You might have seen over on All About the Bass. Nathan and Lee has done a video on the Ibanez fan fretted bass.
There's a fan fret bass.
There's a fan fret bass, and there's also fan fretted guitars. And I think Ibanez brought them out to kind of test the waters with it a little bit, and I think
it was a thing. I mean, I seem to remember 4 or 5 years ago it was kind of a thing, and everyone started playing fan fret guitars and started having them made by high-end luthiers. So, for example, Loudon, the famous Irish, Northern Irish guitar company, offered a fan fret option in their
Yeah.
in all of their models for an upcharge. I interviewed George Loudon about it at the time, and he was really fizzy about what it offered the guitar in terms of extra harmonics and more balance across the strings and all of that.
Yeah.
And one of the kind of leading Loudon artists is a guy called Thomas Lieb.
Okay.
You know Thomas? Thomas is Austrian, lives in States, might be Canada. Anyway, he lives North American continent somewhere. And Thomas is a fantastic exponent of that really down-tuned baritone thing.
Yeah.
And we're taking a bit of a while to get there, but that's really, I think, what Fanfret is about. It's about those guys that like to use extended range, so alternative tunings.
Tunings, lower, thicker strings. I think these are just normal. They feel like normal 12s or something, but I might be wrong because. They feel like 12s, but they might just be because of the fan fretting and the way that the guitar is set up, the longer scale length, and
it might be a little bit. We've got some dimensions on the screen behind there. They might be a little bit thicker, but not much. I mean, that just. Yeah, because on the 635 scale length, which is what 648 is Fender standard. 629 is Gibson's standard.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's
long.
It's still longish.
Yeah, longish. Yeah.
But it's not 680, which is what the bottom is. Which if you stretched a 12 gauge E string across a 680 mil scale, I mean, you'd be like.
Yeah. No, and they look great as well. So there's a solid spruce top. It's rosewood back and sides. So you got all the bits and all the tone woods that you need really, and they look great.
Yeah,
So feel wise, that was the thing when I sort of opened the box up and I went, oh my god, what am I going to do with this? And I kind of went, it's just no problem at all to play it. In fact, actually, it feels kind of.
It's the biggest surprise, isn't it?
It's the biggest surprise that you'll ever have when you think you're going to completely. Mess it up and you won't be able to do anything and everything's going to be the wrong place and you're going to be, oh no, I can't do that and it's going to be, my fingers are going to be wrong. But actually, it feels, dare I say, a little bit easier sometimes.
Gadzooks. Well, I have heard it said that it actually fits the shape of your hand a little bit better.
So once you go up there, it kind of fans along with
how your fingers go.
How your fingers would go anyway.
And I think you probably aren't going to be banging out bar chords on a fan fret guitar. However, it doesn't.
Let me try.
At no point does it feel weird.
Great sustain as well.
And that was Pop Goes Pete from 1966, the new song rising up the charts.
Exactly. And we were talking about what would you play on an acoustic fan-fretted guitar? Because I've got a thing in my head, and maybe it's a lot of, especially with the electric guitars, maybe it's more of a
it is. I mean,
more of a fast playing sort of thing, and then you look at an acoustic one and you go, is that what it's for?
Well, so let's take John Mayer for example. So he plays. Neon on the fan fret, played it on the Novaks, I think. And if you've ever learned how to play Neon, and I'm going to play it really badly, but here's the first thing. It's tuned down to C.
And C is a very low tuning on an acoustic guitar. It would go like
so that's a long way down, right?
Yeah.
You just play your low E, Pete?
It's the other way around. Go on. It's almost like Joel. Sorry. Anyway.
And what you've got there is on a regular scale instrument, that you start hitting that, is going to really start flapping. But actually, that's kind of
that's really good. Actually, when
that's
you listen,
there. Yeah. So he famously he says you have to have giant thumbs to play it because he comes over the top.
Yeah.
Whatever the chords
actually,
are.
This I've just noticed this as well, because when you thumb over, it kind of normally want to go that way a little bit. Yeah. So it kind of feels easier.
Yeah.
So the whole thing like that feels like it's. Yeah. Where your hand would go like this normally, you would kind of try to do that, but on this one, you just go like normal.
Well, I can't play Neon anyway, but I kind of tried to learn it once, and the stretches are this. So, hang on. There you go. So that is a horrible stretch on a regular guitar.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty horrible stretch here, but it somehow still feels a bit more.
A little easier then.
Yeah. Really hard to play.
It's
a beautiful piece. And it's super hard to play.
Takes at least half an hour to learn.
So, but the point of mentioning this track is that I think the Novak's guitar, which he played it on originally on the Room for Squares album or whatever album it's on, he played it on that electric guitar, and then of course fast forward to 2007 in the Nokia Theatre there in LA, and he's playing it on a regular Martin.
On a Martin, yeah. But he's probably played it about 500 million times by then. But you can see
that stretch, and there's another chord in there somewhere as well. But that is just not a very nice stretch, and it makes it a little bit easier.
It makes it a bit easier, doesn't it? So it's so for those of you who were thinking about, I'm never going to buy a fanfret because it's very difficult to play. That's rubbish. It's actually very, very easy to play.
Yeah.
There was no hinderings. What do you call it? No, I didn't have any.
Yeah.
There's no boundaries when I put the guitar up this morning and went.
Yeah.
I was very scared. Nothing.
Just going to go to Dadgad a minute.
It's got Grover tuners on it as well.
Yes. So D, A, D, G. Yeah.
Dad.
A.
Gad. How do I choose
how
a
do you
Dad
spell?
Gad?
How do you spell AC/DC? Come on, Mac. It's not that hard. And Dadgad is the tuning of would-be. Dadgad is the tuning of would-be folk guitarists who try to get into a bit of fingerstyle. Hello. And need an easy place to start, and it kind of.
And also Led Zepp.
Yeah. And the idea is you just apparently with a fanfret guitar, it's just a bit more. The intonation is there, and it'll play more in tune to get those low ringing notes and the sweeter trebles. That's my Dadgad party piece, by the way, which I
missed that.
I play all the time because, like I say,
you know what? It sounds so sweet, actually.
Well, because you get all of that, but it seems kind of warmer and. And remember that this is laminate rosewood. This isn't like a solid rosewood high-end kind of deal.
Yeah. Yes, and the pricing at the moment on these guitars is about $499 on the Andertons website. So that's not a lot of money for a guitar like this, because you get a lot of guitar for your money, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we before we move on to talk about other more, shall we say, more normal styles of playing?
Yeah.
So it is a solid rosewood fingerboard.
Mahogany neck.
Rosewood bridge there, as you can see, which has to be designed to.
Yeah, that's a special.
Get this extra scale length compensation, and of course the nuts on the wonk.
Yeah.
Because it has to be.
Both sides, yeah. There's a bit weird. It's got a gloss finish, and they've got the preamp as we talked about. It's got it's an Ibanez preamp. It's got on board as well. Satin neck, Grover tuners, strap locks. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body shape. I don't know what Ibanez call it, but I guess it's got the curviness of a grand auditorium, but it's actually a little bit bigger than that. So it's somewhere in between.
Yeah. They call it an AEL
Yeah.
And when you look at the website, they've got 3, I think, in the AEL shape. They've got like a baritone and a 12-string, and then this one in this body shape.
It says it's a thin body, but it's not that thin. It's not thin like an Alex
No,
Lifeson or anything
it's
like that.
No, it's not. It's kind of, yeah. It feels a bit. It feels it's 1 3/4 inch neck.
Yeah.
Normal. They're not. Normal radius, is that radius any different? It's the same, isn't it? It's all kind of the same, apart from the fan fret, which are very easy. Which leads us to playing styles.
The obvious question that we probably should have asked first, which is, what's it like just to play normal stuff on it?
Yeah.
Play some normal stuff, Pete.
What kind of normal stuff?
I don't know.
You know what
I mean? That's the one thing we've been surprised about is when you just pick the guitar up and, you know, like when you first pick a guitar up, you always play the same thing and I always play the same thing all the time anyway.
Yeah,
but, you sort of have your standard stuff that you play, and if you pick up a unusual guitar or a different guitar for the first time, that's where you notice.
Even just a different
difference.
guitar than your personal
That's
guitar.
what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So if I just play I wouldn't say that's any more difficult than playing it on any other guitar. I know it sounded like... It is an acoustic guitar, so it's kind of, you know, stuff like that. Maybe even playing some nice chord. It doesn't feel any different. It's a different feel than my personal acoustic guitar.
Yeah, but that would be different.
It's a
whatever,
different,
isn't it? It doesn't seem like you're struggling to find any notes.
No, I'm not even looking kind of thing. You know, it's like playing stuff without looking.
I have to. Yeah, I can't not look down.
So just. I'm not struggling to kind of go.
No, it doesn't.
The fingers doesn't. It's not like I'm going. You know. I'm not struggling to find where the fingers go because it feels natural.
I think
natural.
the truth is probably that when you see the fret on the slant, it's so visually jarring that your brain's perceiving it as a bigger difference than it actually is under your fingers. Because, of course, between, let's say, the E string and the B string there's not that much difference.
Not at all.
Hardly any. It's really when you get down to those kind of big stretches. But as we said at the beginning, it sort of fits your hand shape.
Yeah. But for a good example of a chord, when you do that, so if the camera can zoom in, when you do a major 7 chord in this kind of thing, so when you do it normally, it's kind of like that. You know, it's your shape like this. When you go up, your hand automatically has to go like this to go up further.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on a normal guitar, you kind of have to do that a little bit with your hand, where on this one, you kind of just.
Interesting.
It just follows. It follows your hand. Would normally just go like that, and then this. It kind of follows that, where your hand kind of have to go like that. So your whole arm normally would kind of. You have to do your arm that way, where this one is completely natural. As the frets become narrower, your fingers goes closer together. You know what I mean? So from here, my fingers are much closer. All the fingers are much tighter. But, see, no, I would probably just go here to the G.
Yeah, you wouldn't be really playing a full major 7th up there, would you?
But it's, you know, to get my thumb around, it feels much easier here.
Yeah.
Than, you know, even to do another chord like another major 7. It kind of just feels like the hand normally kind of does it in a normal way.
And I think where that becomes even more relevant is where with fingerstyle guitar and you're doing bigger stretches and alternate tunings and that. So I think that's how it came about and why those guys like these guitars.
Yeah. because there is a lot of the guys that plays a lot of fingerstyle and all that stuff, and the stretches here down here, become a little bit longer.
Well, bear in mind you're playing a longer scale anyway.
Yeah.
So it is longer scale.
Yeah. So when you are playing, if you know play.
Yeah.
That's a big stretch here compared to another guitar. But I'll say the benefits of, or maybe just me.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a chord I always struggle to play on
really?
my other guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's always those chords, isn't there? There's always those chords that that people sort of will struggle with.
Yeah.
Such a nice chord, that, isn't it? It's just a really nice guitar, actually. I'm really pleasantly surprised and impressed of how easy it is. Well done, Ibanez, for actually having the gehunis to bring something like this out, because I can imagine they go, ooh, acoustic fan-fretted guitar at this price point. Will we sell any of them? But people just go up just to buy something else. I think it's a really good guitar.
And if you have aspirations towards that kind of thing, more complex virtuoso style fingerstyle type playing,
definitely
this is going to appeal, definitely.
Yeah.
But however, if you're not that way inclined and you just
anyway, there's no as you can see, there's no obstacle.
The point I was going to make was actually just running round.
You're fine.
It's borderline imperceivable.
Yeah.
Down there.
Yeah.
That there's anything different going on. Which is bizarre when you look at actually what is going on.
Yeah. It's really strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think, as you said, your brain kind of perceived as in, oh no,
well,
I can't do that at all.
A fretboard is a very regimented thing, isn't it? And if one of them's just on the wonk, your brain's going, ah! But if they're all on the wonk...
Yeah.
That's a technical...
Your brain's going even more wow, but actually your brain's going...
yeah. It's a technical term we used to use in magazines.
The wonk, when it's on the wonk. Yeah. I've got the same problem, but not with guitars. I think everybody has a little bit. Anyway, so that's the Ibanez fan-fretted acoustic. Is it fan-fret or fan-fretted? I can never...
Either is fine.
Either's fine.
AEL FF. We know that FF stands for fan-fret.
Got your fan-fret. Yeah, and the AEL is the body shape. And you should have a look at the links below. And you should really come and try one out. I don't think you should... Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Check them out. They are really, really cool guitars. And for this price, it's a good contender to... if you're looking for a second guitar... at a good price point, it's interesting to have one of these, wouldn't it?
That's what I was thinking of. Is the when you if for those of you who like the down to D or C
and smack the out of it.
yeah. I mean, the action would probably want to come up a bit for that, but you know,
put heavier strings on it.
there's a lot of string separation there.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Check them out. All right, guys, that was the Ibanez Fanfare acoustic guitars. Ibanez. Ibanez. And now I'm gonna go and have a Coronas, because it is 11:30. I think that's time, isn't it? My name is Pete.
My name is Mick.
And this was Acoustic Paradiso on Andertons TV. Links will be below. And please subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this. See ya.
Fanfare guitars.
Yeah.
I have a frog in my throat.
And there it is.
And there it is. I have a fan in my throat.
I have a fan in my frog.
What the hell's going on? Maybe I'm dying. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm actually dying.
And then he died.
Oh yeah. Poor old Mick. Poor old Mick. And then
He had a frog in his throat. And then he died. Nice. It's really nice guitar.
satin neck.
Satin neck, yeah. It's a big box, as you would say.
I don't know what Ibanez call it, but I would call this a mini jumbo.
Yeah, because it is like it's a very big size, but it's a slimmer. So that's kind of for the.
Short arms. Is that where we're going with this?
I said big box, didn't I? And